I was on my way back home from the supermarket, but hadn't paid much attention to the forecast. It was late, but I wanted to pick up a few extra things for the dinner before Gwenda returned home from her book club. Darn, I better hurry if I want to get home before it starts to rain. I watched as the dark clouds on the horizon continued to draw closer and hide the sun from view. I was halfway down the street, walking away from the supermarket, when I felt a cold drop of water land on the bridge of my nose. I frowned, but kept walking, hastening my pace so I could get home quicker. The rain picked up, and I had to duck under an awning of the library, silently wondering if I should go inside and wait out the storm. After a few minutes waiting, my mind began to stray to when I would run errands with Aaron. Not being able to see him was starting to bother me, but I knew I couldn't give in to my weaknesses so easily. My expression became a wistful frown when someone stepped out of the library and extended their umbrella over my head. "Oh, Lawrence? Forgot your umbrella? You'll get soaked if you try to keep walking in this rain." "Isn't it going to pass in a few minutes?" "Nope. It's supposed to rain for the rest of the evening and into the night." "Oh, I suppose I should get going then. Is it going to get worse?" "Probably." "I should hurry then." "Yeah, we should." "We? How about I walk you home? You'll get soaked and catch a cold if you walk all the way in the rain." "Really? Are you sure it's no trouble?" "Nah. Your house isn't too far away from mine." "Ah, I didn't know. Okay, if you're sure you don't mind." "Need help carrying those grocery bags?" Sure." I handed one of the heavier bags to him with a gentle smile. He lifted it up and slung it over his shoulder effortlessly. "Thank you, Lawrence. I really appreciate the help." Ooh, interesting. He met my eyes for a moment before looking away. Aw, he's blushing. Aw, so cute. If my eyes weren't playing tricks on me, I was sure that I saw a bit of a... See, I told you. I I was sure that I saw a bit of a blush on his handsome young features. "No problem. I'm glad I could... No problem. I'm glad to help out." I got to work early again, and Lawrence wasn't coming in until after me, so I started on normal daily duties to open up. I wasn't in a particularly good mood, and found it difficult to concentrate on what I was doing. Lawrence entered the ice cream parlor and casually waved at me. "Good morning, Amy." Morning." "Something wrong?" Uh, it's just the same old, same old." My mind kept returning to Aaron and Abigail. I felt like the distance between us was getting greater and greater with each passing day. He would always look at her with the gentle smile he once looked at me with. I was making some ice cream, and absent-mindedly added a flavor extract from the wrong shelf. It was supposed to be vanilla, but the ingredient I added was meant to be chocolate ice cream. I looked down at the mix that was forming, somewhat horrified to see that it turned out a very unappetizing shade of purple. "Yikes. What did you put in there?" "I don't know. I thought I grabbed the right extract, but..." It was that inconvenient moment that the owner of the parlor stepped in. He saw the unusual color and scowled at us. What on earth happened here? Look, that's horrible. It's gonna taste worse. We can't sell that to the customers." Lawrence stepped forward in front of me to face the angry owner. I was surprised when he moved, since he was usually too shy to stand up for himself. However, his words that followed were the biggest surprise. "I'm sorry, sir. I wasn't paying attention and grabbed the wrong ingredient. Please don't be upset with Amy. It was entirely my fault." "For heaven's sake, you have to be careful. These ingredients don't come cheap." "You're going to have to pay for it. It's coming out of your paycheck and your tips." "Yes, sir. I understand." "We only have so much inventory on hand to sell to the customers each day. You have to be more careful. Wastefulness like this is foolish." "I'm sorry. It was a mistake." I watched him wordlessly, unable to speak. It was so kind of him to do. He noticed my bad mood, but stepped in before things got worse. I felt touched, though still somewhat conflicted. It was my fault, and he was taking the blame. Even in his paycheck was suffering for it. Uh, I remained silent, watching as Lawrence got the scolding that was meant for me. "Get back to work. We're supposed to be opening in the next 10 minutes. You've got to get rid of this mess and make a new batch." "It won't happen again. I promise." "It better not. You can say goodbye to this job if anything else like that happens." The owner stormed out of the room, and as soon as we were alone, Lawrence sighed. Before he had the chance to say anything, I walked over to him and leaned up to give him a kiss on the cheek. He blushed and looked flabbergasted, but happy. "Thank you, Lawrence. That was really sweet of you to do." The summer was reaching its end, and the chill of the wind sent an involuntary shiver up my spine. The breeze rustled the branches of the trees, which were already changing color and raining their leaves upon the ground. It's hard to believe how much time has passed. The season was finally changing again. College had been back in season for some time now, and everyone was moving on with their lives after everything had happened over the memorable summer. It barely even feels real sometimes. But at times, it felt like I was still somehow stuck in the past. Things had changed quickly, and I found myself reflecting on how everyone had continued their own march in the flow of time as I walked down the path in the park all alone. But this is reality. I don't know what happened to Aaron. After that dinner at the restaurant with his father ended so badly, we completely lost contact. But even if he did someday remember, it would be too late for it to have any meaning. I still saw Lawrence as a friend, but he had to quit his job at the ice cream parlor and move to another town in a hurry because of family matters. It happened so suddenly that I lacked a chance to even know where he was now. Additionally, the messages from my secret admirer had stopped when he left, which left me to wonder if it had been him all along or not. I tried to still keep in contact with Eddie, but I haven't heard from him ever since he got a promotion at the hospital. He was too busy with his job. I was glad he was successful and doing well, but I found myself missing him sometimes. Hugh had become engaged to a local famous model. She was a beautiful woman, much more than I was. They looked perfect together and got along well from the time they first met at the fashion event. With his interest in design, it was no surprise that there was a spark between them. Time just keeps going by, slipping farther and farther away with every fleeting day. They're all gone from my life now. I watched as two birds, a male and a female, perched on a branch of one of these trees. So I guess I ended up alone.